A windy Friday evening brings us to the Lady Cougar softball complex as the Grayson County Lady Cougars close out 12th District play for the 2021 season as they welcome in arch rival Butler County to Grayson County High School. Should be a great matchup. We appreciate you taking the time, and a good evening here, and welcome to the Lady Cougar softball complex as the Grayson County Lady Cougars are taking on the Butler County Lady Bears. It should be a great game here today as these two teams met back a couple of weeks ago. And Butler County won that one by a final score of 15-0. But it'll be an interesting thing to see how much the Lady Cougars have improved. This is a big test for them going up against one of the best teams not only in this 12th district but also all the way in the 3rd region. Coming up on our pregame show, we're going to introduce you to both teams, give the starting lineups, and have all the play-by-play as this comes up and more right here on K1. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. It's the Grayson County Lady Cougars taking on the Butler County Lady Bears here in mere moments, as it should be a great game. As I welcome in our color analyst for tonight's game, former Grayson County Cougar baseball catcher Briley Napier. And Briley, how I kind of want to talk in this pregame is I want to go through two phases of this. And first off, we're going to take and start from the Butler County period. You played baseball. There's some similarities, and especially when you're the winning team. There was probably an instance in your baseball career, and one might even come to your mind, where you had a run rule victory over a team to only play them again a couple of weeks later. If you are in the Butler County shoes, what's the mentality that you need to take to make sure that a similar result can happen and not allow Grayson County to come in and shock the world in a way?
Right. It sounds pretty obvious, pretty cliche, but you can't underestimate anybody that you play. You just can't do it. I think a good example of run rolling a team and then them being a lot more than what they might seem is my sophomore year, we run rolled Breckenridge County at our place. My junior year, Breck County made to the Final Four of the state. So teams change, teams get better, teams might get worse. But no matter what, you can't underestimate your opponent.
It's one thing to really keep in mind, and when you think of Butler County, one thing, well, really multiple things really stand out. Offense is the first thing when you look at them. When you look at them across the state, 9th in the state in runs scored, 3rd in total hits, 6th in doubles, 7th in total RBIs. All of those also lead the entire 3rd region. This team can hit, and when you can hit and also pitch, because you look in the circle, man, one of the top pitchers in the area, 1st in the state in wins, 2nd in total innings pitched. That's Allison Hunt. She comes in with a 1.72 ERA. And Briley, when you have both phases of the game, offense and pitching, you can be a really good team.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying.
Grayson County Lady Cougars, they snapped that 7-game losing streak on Monday against Glasgow. They're going to try and keep things rolling here tonight and see if they can't get a good district win before, we got a month until district play. We'll introduce you to them coming up. This is Grayson County Lady Cougar softball on K. Grayson County trying to take down Butler County tonight here at a windy Grayson County softball complex. The Lady Cougars on Monday snapped a 7-game losing streak as they defeated Glasgow by a final score of 6-1. The next night, though, they came back and lost to Apollo 13-3 in 5 innings. And Bradley, the main thing and the main storyline for Grayson County all season long has been 1 inning. In a bunch of games. I know we've seen it a couple of times here where it was the 5th inning against Meade County, I think, where it was a 1-0 game through 4 innings, and we were both, I know, talking off air like, wow, they're playing extremely well against one of the best teams in the region, and then the wheels fall off. I think of the Union County game, where in the top of the 7th inning, they went in leading 5-4 to only allow Union County to score 19 runs, and Apollo on Tuesday, they allowed Apollo to score 9 runs in the top of the 1st inning and then held them to 4 the remainder of the game. What is the mindset, Bradley? And again, baseball, softball, it's no different when it comes to this. What's the mindset that needs to get rid of one bad inning?
I think Danny Clark always said, one bad inning will absolutely ruin a game, and that's pretty obvious out here. You have to learn how to stop the bleeding, and that is a matter of experience, a matter of maturity within the game itself, and it's just something you have to learn how to do when you want to turn that corner and become a winning team.
The other thing that's really going to stand out today is, if you stepped outside today, if you're in the Grayson County area, you notice that it is extremely windy. In fact, I'm not sure which camera we might have on for you to watch, but if we go to our behind the plate camera right now, you might be able to see the flag in straightaway center field is blowing straight out. And what I mean by that is it's really blowing from left to right. I guess really the more proper way would be from the left field corner towards us, kind of down this third base line is kind of the way that this wind is blowing in a way. It's kind of swirling though, but it is extremely strong winds. Bradley, you were a catcher, so you didn't have to deal with the wind quite as much, but how does an outfielder and even a catcher, there's pop flies.
There is.
How do you take down the wind?
You can't. The wind is undefeated in every opportunity in fly ball history, unfortunately. There's no way to beat it. There is a way to play along with it, I guess. Normally, especially in baseball, you like to get in the outfield and you like to get some fly balls to test the weather a little bit. And you can see Butler County doing just a little bit of that right now, but you need to get a feel for the wind, and really, elite outfielder can read the ball no matter what, but like I said, elite, and you don't come across those kind of players too often. It's real difficult when it's windy.
And you also throw in that there's not a lot of clouds, so you're also going to have to deal with the sun.
Yeah.
So you've got a combination of sun, a yellow ball, with strong winds for an outfielder, especially if you're playing right field today. And it's going to be very difficult. The right fielder for Grayson County tonight's Annie Kuiper.
Right.
So she's going to have an extra level of focus in keeping her eye on softball. Butler County got here a few minutes later than I know that they were anticipating, so I'm not sure that we'll be starting exactly at 5:30, but we'll give you your starting lineups coming up. This is Grayson County Lady Cougar softball on Welcome back here to the Lady Cougar softball complex, where you can probably hear it in our microphones just how windy it is here today. So we're going to try to bring you your starting lineups for both teams. First off, for the Butler County Lady Bears, they enter this game with a record of 17-4, 4-1 in the 12th district as they're coached by John Embry. Leading off in left field will be Olivia Austin. Batting second, the shortstop, Carly Jones. Batting third, the third baseman will be Autumn Proctor. The cleanup hitter will be the pitcher, Allison Hunt. Batting fifth in center field will be Elise Hall. Batting sixth and catching is Madison Clark. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Aubrey Clark. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Isabella Akers. And batting ninth and playing second base will be Conley Moore. Once more, that starting lineup for Butler County is Austin in left, Jones at short, Proctor will be the third baseman, Hunt will be at first, Hall will be the center fielder, Madison Clark will be behind the plate, Aubrey Clark will be at first, Akers will be in right, and Moore will be at second base. Now the starting lineup for the Grayson County Lady Cougars, entering this game with a record of 3-14. First-year head coach Ted Hill leads them in this one. Leading off and playing right field will be sophomore Amy Kuiper. Batting second and playing the hot corner will be Addie Bratcher. The third base, the shortstop will bat third, and that is Shelby Davis. Cleanup hitter and catching is Autumn Riggs. Batting fifth in the circle tonight will be Audrey Killian. Batting sixth, second base, Lauren Stevenson. Ladder third will be Allie Dotson at first, America Jarbo in left. Madeline Henning will be the designated player tonight, and she will be hitting for Arissa Riggs, who will be the center fielder for Grayson County tonight. Once more, that starting lineup, it'll be Kuiper in right, Bratcher at third, Davis at short, Riggs will be behind the plate, Killian pitching, Stevenson at second, Dotson at first. The left fielder will be Jarbo, and Henning is a designated player with Arissa Riggs in center. I think they will have the national anthem here coming up in just a moment, but we're getting closer and closer to getting underway here today between the Grayson County Lady Cougars and the Butler County Lady Bears on what is a very pleasant Friday evening, and really, if it wasn't for the wind, it would be pretty much perfect temperature-wise. And Bradley, Butler County, Grayson County, it might not quite be on the level of Grayson County, Edmonson County, just based on history and so on, but I know in baseball, there were some wars with Grayson County and Butler County every time you played them.
Every single time, and to be dead honest with you, Grayson and Edmonton definitely has some more history, but in the past almost decade, it's been Grayson and Butler 110%. And in baseball, we split district championships in the years I played, and it was always a war. It was never fun, but you always looked forward to it, if that made sense.
100%, and I think even you look at basketball. I mean, this year the district championships in both boys and girls basketball was both Grayson County and Butler County, and Grayson County won both of them. But the thing that stands out to me the most in this game, this is something that will be talked about, is that the last time Grayson County and Butler County played here at the Lady Cougar softball complex, Grayson County was the 4 seed, Butler County was the 1 seed, a heavy favorite in the district semifinals, and Grayson County beat them in what was a big upset. Something to keep in mind here, that Butler County has a little bit of added extra motivation in this one because they were surprised and they felt like they should have won that game. They were the better team, and you playing, there were games that you felt like you should have won as well. When you will take the field against that team next time, it's like a little extra sense of motivation, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly not to get into baseball here, but I am 100% sure the next time they play, it's going to be
I wasn't specifically mentioning any.
No, of course
games,
not. No, I know. Yeah, I don't know what game you could be mentioning, but no, Butler County's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder tonight, and they're going to try to do what they know they can do, and that's take care of business.
There is something sweet about ruining plans when it comes
And now
to
for the
softball.
starting lineup
Looks like
for
they're going to
the
give the starting
Butler
lineups
County
one more time,
Bears.
so we'll talk through this
At
before they
left
play the
field,
national
number
anthem. So,
12,
take just an
Austin.
incredible ball. Right, again, looks like our temperature right now sitting about 70
At shortstop, number 5, Jones.
By no means a wind
Yeah, well, no, I feel like
base,
it's
number
more.
8.
Yeah, if we had Cody Brock on the broadcast, we'd definitely get a more precise.
We'll send smoke signals down
At
that way.
pitcher, number 7,
Smoke signals will blow
Hunt.
right back in our face because he is upstream.
At center, number 1, Hall.
Grayson County, though, and Butler County, they
At
played back a
catcher,
couple
number
weeks ago.
9,
Butler County
Clark.
won that game 3 innings, 15.
At first, number 16, Clark. At right field, number 13, Ashes.
Forget about that. Right. And you had a game. There had to have been a
At
game.
second,
And there's
number
one that I'm
15,
specifically
Moore.
thinking about. And I'm not sure if this will even remind you. In about early April of 2019.
And now for
You
the
went to
starting
Hardy.
lineup for Grayson
Lost to
County.
Breckenridge County by a final score of 10-0.
At left field, number
Baseball.
2,
A
Amy
month and a half
Piper.
later, you played that baseball at Breckenridge County baseball. And not think about, oh wow, last year these guys. And I know that's different because the regional tournament game and it's
Right.
when
All the pressure in the world was on not only us, but
number
Breckenridge
1,
County.
Lauren
Coming into that game,
Stevenson.
Brooke County's heavy favorite in the region.
At first,
They can't
number
get beat by
4,
Grayson County.
Allie
They can't get knocked out
Dodson.
first round by below us. And you come into that game thinking like that, and it just becomes a whole lot more. And a regular season game
At
here in
left field, number
it's still
33,
April,
America
it's not quite May, but
Jarbo.
tomorrow.
yeah, you definitely have a different mindset in a game like
DP
this,
for
but you
tonight's
have to
game,
try
number
your
6,
hardest to come out
Madeline
here with
hitting.
a regional tournament mindset.
At center field, number 5,
Next
Arissa
month,
Riggs.
you are preparing to play this Butler
Now,
County
please
team.
rise for the
Yeah.
playing
Just
of
about
our
a
month.
national anthem.
This game matters, but at the end of the day,
We're going to play the national anthem here, and we'll have the play-by-play next. Back at Grayson County High School, we're getting closer and closer to first pitch tonight. Getting started just a little bit behind our official start time, which was 5:30. Again, the starting lineup here for Butler County will be Austin in left, Jones at shortstop, Proctor at third. Hunt will be pitching, Hall in center field, Clark behind the plate. Another Clark is at first, Akers is the right fielder, Moore will be the second baseman. For Grayson County, fielding-wise, in left field will be America Jarbo, Arissa Riggs, in center, Annie Kuiper in right. Around the horn, starting with the third baseman, Addie Bratcher, and short, Shelby Davis. Lauren Stevenson will be the second baseman, Alan Dodson at first. Arissa Riggs, Autumn Riggs, sorry, the battery behind the plate, and Audrey Killian going to get the start tonight for the Grayson County Lady Cougars. It's big time here for Grayson County, and I think it's a key when you're going up against a better team. I think we can beat would say. And if you're looking just based on records, Butler County comes in with a record of 17-4. Grayson County comes in with a record of 3-18. You need to get off to a good start.
You play good tonight, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you struggle tonight, that hole gets a lot deeper.
Olivia Austin will lead off tonight for the Lady Bears, and she fouls one down the right field. She ripped that one, but it does go foul. That might have been one that the wind got a hold of immediately in this game. Austin hitting 461.
Up to
on the
bat for
season,
Butler
10
County.
runs
Number
batted in.
12,
And for your
Austin.
leadoff hitter, this is the stat that stood out to me. When she reaches base, she scores 69% of the time.
Whew.
That's perfect for a leadoff hitter. She drags her in the hole to the third baseman Bradshaw, who throws, and she's out by half a step. Nice job by Abby Bradshaw to her left. There's the first out of this game, especially when you know a batter who will get up there and is up there to score runs. It's good to get her out first off the bat. Carly Jones will step in now for the Lady Bears.
Up to bat for Butler County. Number 5, Jones.
14 runs batted in. She's also hit 2 home runs. In Butler County, one of the top offensive teams, not only just in this region, but also across the entire state. Killian has a pitch out, blowing outside for ball 1. 9th in the state in runs scored, 3rd in hits, 6th in doubles, 7th in RBIs. All of those lead the region. Swing and a miss. Carly Jones swings over top of that one, and Killian did a nice job putting that one where her bat wasn't long enough to get to. And that was always when I played. You could strike me out 10 times out of 10 on that outside pitch. She tried to get it again, just checked ahead of her swing.
Outside,
The
drive
appeal
right.
down said she did not know. It was close, but again, she went back to the same pitch because her bat wasn't long enough.
Right.
Go outside. It's a nice job by Killian and Riggs communicating. She goes inside now, and it's a ball in the inside corner. Rainbow Meredith is your home plate umpire tonight for tonight's contest. John Embry, the head coach for Butler County, is coaching third. So the 3-1 pitch here from Audrey Killian to Carly Jones is fouled off and will count. We'll both move full. Stark differences between these two teams. I mean, we talked about the strong pitching and the strong offense in Butler County. Usually when you combine both of those things, one thing that will stand out is they probably have a lot of experience, and that's one thing that they do. Fly ball center field, Riggs chases, and it's over her head. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Going into second base is Jones. She's going to go for 3. The play at third. She is out by about 5 steps. I'm not sure why you're running when you're going to third. The ball was already in the infield when she ran to second base, but Jones is out.
And that was definitely that's third base coach right there, 100%. And certainly an
Up
interesting
to bat for
decision. You
Butler
don't want
County. Number 8,
first base in the game, no
Proctor.
reason to get them out on the bases.
So 2 outs in the inning, and it'll be Autumn Proctor, the third baseman, to step in now, hitting .429, and the first pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Proctor this season, 10 doubles, 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. She ranks 23rd in the state in total hits, 12 in doubles. So again, Butler County runs themselves out of a runner on second base. Pitch bounces inside for ball 2. It's an interesting
Because, yeah,
that's a pitches line drive off the glove of Abby Bradshaw. It's going to drill into left field, and that will be a base hit. That's one of those. I don't know that you can necessarily call that one. That's a screamer down the line. That is a hit. So
Up to bat for Butler County. Number 7, Hunt.
Who will hit now? The pitcher hitting .338 on the season, 24 runs batted in, 4 doubles, and 2 dingers as well. So Proctor is the runner at first, and Grayson Killian is Grayson County here. The last thing you want is a 2-out round. We've talked about it. I think you need one. Passing runs with 2 playing 2 outs. Can't allow that to happen. It's the 0-1. She's safe. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to outside. She winds and pitches. It bounces in. It's through the legs of Riggs. Throw down the field.
just misses on the inside corner. We now move to 3 balls and 1 strike to Allison. Pitcher. This is a scary pitch here early in this game. It's 3-1. Looking to hit. Called strike on the inside corner. Grayson bailed out of that, and as you always hear hitters, when you bail out, that strike zone will move with you sometimes. And if she had stayed in there, that'd have been ball 4, I believe. The full count pitch here with 2 outs is fouled down into the Grayson County dugout. So we'll do this one more time. Audrey Killian trying to get out of this inning. Line drive base hit. So, Bradley, you were watching. What happened?
I stopped running. That is something that's 12U Little League. Not to knock them, but that is not that's not possible. And I guess, well, yes, we'll start all out.
Welcome back here. We're hoping that we fixed our audio issues. We were dealing with a little bit as Annie Kuiper leads off and she fouled the first pitch up. So we hope that those audio issues have been fixed here tonight. There's a cold strike on the inside corner. Allison Hunt is the starting pitcher for the Lady Bears, coming in with a 1.72 ERA, 86 strikeouts to only 15 walks. And Annie Kuiper is the leadoff hitter for this Grayson County Lady Cougar team. And she pops one up straight behind the plate, and it's going to be out of play. Again, that was another one that the wind probably took that one and carried it in. So we hope that that does fix our audio issues tonight, as the wind has caused some extra strain, and we hope that that does fix some things. So it's the 0-2 pitch here to Annie Kuiper in that first inning. The way that the run scored, it didn't come across. We'll describe it here in a second. As the wind of the pitch, Kuiper line drive center field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. It's gone! Home run, Annie Kuiper. She ties the game up at 1, and Grayson County answers in a big way. When it came off the bat, I thought it was just going to be a double into the gap, but the ball just kept flying and flying and flying, and just like that, Annie Kuiper goes long ball. What a way to answer if you're the Grayson County Lady Cougars. And it is a 1-to-1 ball game. It'll be Annie Bratcher now to step in for Grayson County. We have a timeout called, and I guess the first baseman is fixing her mask. So it appears that we're good to go. So how the run scored is that the Butler County player, when she walked, didn't stop when she got to first, as there's a cold strike on the first pitch. She didn't stop, and she just turned and went straight to second base. When she did that, Grayson County threw down to try and get her out, and that allowed the runner to score from third. That runner that walked was then out, as Annie Bratcher fouls one off to the left side.
Yeah, it felt really like something you go see at a Little League park almost.
I think of it, Riley, I'm not even sure if you'll know this. I mean, you being a baseball fan, I'm sure you know. Do you know the baseball movie Little Big League?
Of course, yeah.
That happens in that movie.
Yeah.
And where the kid, I can't even tell you what the kid's name is.
I can't either.
He's the
manager
of the
Twins.
Twins.
Yeah.
He's the owner/manager of the Twins, and he tells his player to just keep on running.
Because that's what
I thought of.
Yeah.
As there's another foul ball off behind the plate, and our count will remain at no balls and 2 strikes.
I don't want to speak for him too much, but K105 employee Chase Blaine, I believe that's one of his favorites, you know?
I wonder why.
I can't imagine.
Being a Twins fan. But yeah, that's what immediately I think of, because that's one of the only times I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it was.
But Grayson County with a big answer in this, and it was Annie Kuiper, a called strike. It looked inside, but our home plate umpire disagrees, and
when you got
that's the first out.
When you got an 0-2 count, you gotta open that zone up and look to fight anything close off.
Shelby Davis will step in for Grayson County. As a sophomore, I think back to just about a month ago. It was our first district game of the year. She fouls that one off to the right side. She hit not 1, but 2 home runs in that game. Allison Hunt trying to fight back after the Annie Kuiper home run tied our game up at 1. There's a pitch that bounces in the dirt. That'll move our count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunt, though, first in the state in wins for Butler County, second in total innings pitched. She's the only Butler County pitcher that has thrown a pitch this season.
Really?
You don't see that a lot. I mean, softball, you see it. It's obviously a lot more common than baseball.
Yeah.
That's fouled off behind the plate, way into the field behind us.
I think it's unfair to even say it's more common than baseball, because you can't see it. It's illegal.
It's illegal to do that. But you barely even see it in softball.
Yeah,
even teams that have elite pitchers will have a pitcher that'll pitch, an occasional 2 innings every here and then. And younger pitcher. It's something you just don't see that often.
Yeah.
But when you have a dominant pitcher, why not? There's a little bloop hit into shallow center field, and it's going to drop. Base hit, Shelby Davis. That's another one where I think the wind had a little bit of an impact on.
And I tell you what, whenever you're the only starting pitcher for a team, that really helps your odds of leading the state in wins.
It does, especially when your team is good.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Butler
Don't get
County
me
is.
started on the win stat and how pointless it is, but that's for another broadcast.
As pointless as the save, right? Allison Hunt will pitch now to Autumn Riggs, who fly ball right center field. That wind just curves that one, and it was caught in right field by Akers. As that ball, it looked like it was a curveball in the air. As at first, when it came off the bat, it looked like it was going to right center field, and then it kept just curving to right field. It ended up going to Akers without her even having to move at all. So there is the second out of this inning. Grayson County is now going to turn to the pitcher, Audrey Killian. Killian trying to help herself. The runner Davis is at first. She watches the first pitch, called strike right down Broadway. As, again, the wind right now I feel like it's picked up to one of its peaks so far, as the flag in straightaway center field is blowing with major authority. The 0-1 is swung underneath the steal attempt down by Davis, and she's out. That ends the inning. Grayson County does get 1, though, on the home run by Annie Kuiper, and through 1 full, it is 1-1 between the Lady Cougars and the Lady Bears. This is Lady Cougar softball. back here to the Lady Cougar softball complex as we head into the top of the second inning. There will be Elise Hall to lead off the inning.
Up to bat for Butler County, number 1, Hall.
As Hall is hitting .441 on the season, does lead the team with 10 walks though. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Very, very windy evening. Something to keep in mind here in this game. As Killian holds the ball on her right hip, winds and pitches, and that one is inside, and falling behind in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes, is the sophomore pitcher, Audrey Killian. Lady Cougars got the run back in the bottom half of the first inning with a home run by Annie Kuiper. And that pitch is low and inside, and Killian has fallen behind in the count here, 3 balls and no strikes to the leadoff hitter, Elise Lee. As not how you want to start an inning is to go 3-0 to the leadoff hitter. Line in the pitch is high for ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Butler County, and they'll now turn to Madison Clark, the catcher.
And that is a recipe for disaster.
Walks will haunt, as they always say.
Especially lead off.
Madison Clark in to hit, hitting .391, 19 runs batted in, and 4 doubles this season for the Lady Bears. As a freshman, she shows bunt, pulls back, and swings over top of it. Butler County a couple of times has chased that pitch outside. As the wind again begins to really pick up here behind the plate.
We might have hit 13 miles per hour now.
And there's another pitch high, and that'll move our count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll try to see if it can't. No, see, it's even gone down on.
Baloney.
It says 11 miles per hour. We're not going to believe it. We need to get one of those little the little rooster things and spin around and see what happens. Pitch just misses low and outside, and falling behind in the count here at 2 balls and 1 strikes. Umpire not being too forgiving on the strike zone, calling it tight. Like I say, you know what? Doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. That's all that matters to me. There's a fly ball right side of the infield. The wind is going to carry that one off to the wall. Annie Kuiper had to go a long way to get that one. And she just ran out of real estate and ran out of time to go and grab it. So that'll even up our count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 6-hole hitter, Madison Clark. As I know that one of the things that we'll have to keep an eye on here throughout the evening is the NFL draft getting ready to start here in a few minutes, as there's obviously a big Grayson County connection. Could have his name called here. As there's a fly ball center field. Riggs back to the wall, turns around, makes the catch. Nice play by Arissa Riggs, dealing the wind there, as you could tell that wind was causing that ball to do some weird things out there.
I'll be honest, I thought that was gone.
I did too. When it left the bat, I thought that one was gone and Annie Kuiper's wasn't.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'll take it. That's the first out of the inning, and it's going to be Aubrey Clark, the first baseman, number 16, hitting .370 with 12 runs batted in. And the first pitch is fouled off behind the plate. As you know, if you want to know something about offense, Aubrey Clark's stat line of .370 is one of the lower ones in the starting 9, which just shows you how good Butler County's team, because .370 is dynamite as a hitter.
That's very, very good.
So Audrey Killian is ahead in the count here at 0 balls and 1 strike, and that pitch bounces inside. Autumn Riggs stares down the runner at first base, Hall. But the Grayson County connection, Bradley, do you know what the Grayson County connection that we could have drafted this week?
I'll admit it, I don't.
Landon Young, offensive lineman from the University of Kentucky, as that pitch is in the dirt, and a wild pitch is a ball, and it allows the runner, Hall, to advance to second base. Landon Young played for the University of Kentucky, grew up in Lexington, but was born and spent most of his youth years in Caneyville. So he is a Grayson Countyan through and through.
Caneyville making the big
down
time.
in, runner down, goes down to third, and it's a wide throw. And because of that, Hall is allowed to advance.
That wasn't
ball 3 as well.
That wasn't a great jump. I think with a good throw, runner is
out by
a good little
margin. But that does allow that runner to advance to third base. That's something that we'll keep an eye on. Landon projected.
Caneyville going big time.
Exactly. The 3-1 pitch. Called strike on the inside corner, and that will move the count full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Landon went to Lafayette High School in Lexington, but Grayson County likes to claim him as his own. So we'll be excited to see where Landon will be drafted. Maybe it'll be tonight. Who knows? Maybe they'll shock things and he'll go to be a second or third round pick. And that's ball 4 to Clark. We've got runners on the corners with 1 out for Isabella Akers, the right fielder.
Butler County, number 13.
As Akers hitting .298 with 10 runs batted in and 3 doubles so far this season. Akers is the junior. They're going to be looking for her to take a huge step next season. A lot of these seniors graduating. The line of the pitch from Killian is outside, and Riggs throws down to third, and it hits Hall in the back as Hall was on the base. And it seems like that they do not want that runner from third to think that she can score on anything close. Riggs is going to try and turn into a vacuum behind the plate. Pitch is high for ball 2, and Ted Hill immediately is going to make his way out to the mound, and he is going to talk with his Lady Cougar team. And I think in a lot of ways, nope, he is going to want this just a talk with Audrey Killian as the infield was converging.
Yep.
And he sent everyone out.
And pitching coaches will do that sometimes. The more people you have up there, the more distractions are possible for the pitcher. And you know, you'll see coaches send the other players back, and they just want a one-on-one, heart-to-heart with their arm.
If you're Ted Hill, what are you saying?
You know, this is a team that's going to hit, and giving them 3 bases is just going to put you in an even deeper hole, because there's no reason to. You have to pitch to them and hope they get themselves out, rather than throwing them on and then, you know, giving up a 3-run double.
That's the last thing that you need. Isabella Akers is the 8-hole hitter. Ted Hill gonna make the long walk in towards the dugout, and obviously high steps the line. Can't step on the white line.
If you do, who are you? I mean,
Bad luck.
what are you doing out there if you're doing
So
that?
you've got runners on the corners, 1 down here in the top of the 2nd inning, 1-1 between Grayson County and Butler County. The line of the pitch from Killian is a little pop fly to the third baseman Bratcher, and she will snag it. I believe that was in foul territory.
Yep.
So that will be the 2nd out of the inning. And that, as a coach, is exactly what you want to see. You go out and you have your conversation, and 1 pitch, 1 out. That's music to a coach's ear. And it'll now be the 9-hole hitter, Conley Moore, the senior, hitting .245, 11 runs batted in, does have a home run this season. Swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. And as a pitcher and a catcher, that's music, or music to your ears probably isn't the right word, but music to your eyes, I guess, when you see a hitter swing at a pitch in the dirt.
You got to repeat that pitch right here and see if you can get it again.
And she goes to the opposite side, and this time Moore doesn't swing over top of it. Big batter in this game. You're at the 9-hole. You don't want to go back to the top of the order if you're Grayson County.
No.
You want to be sure that you can strand the runners on the corners. The wind in the pitch is fouled. And our count now ahead is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big pitch coming from the sophomore Audrey Killian. Hall is at third. Clark is at first. The wind in the pitch outside. That'll even up our count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I like that pitch, though, from Killian. You got 1 to work with. You don't want to get too cute here, though, and walk a runner in. Killian, a long stare down into Riggs, winds and pitches, and that's a fly ball, shallow left field, and that's going to drop. 1 run is going to score. That's all that's going to happen, though, and a little bloop base hit makes it a 2-1 Butler County lead.
That's softball right there. You know, you get jammed, you make your pitch, you do your job, but doesn't always work out for you.
Go back to the top of the order, Olivia Alston. She grounded out to third in her first at bat. The lefty in there as Audrey Killian looks in with runners on first and second. The pitch is another bloop hit into left field. It is going to be picked up, and they're going to hold the runner at third base as America Jarbo came up looking like she was going to throw. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And for Carly Jones, and Jones in her last at-bat doubled off the wall in center field and was thrown out trying to stretch it into 3.
Yep, and I think that's why you see the third base coach holding that runner up there. You want the bases loaded for your best hitter up here.
Carly Jones had the biggest swing of Butler County's day, and that pitch just misses outside for ball 1. As you don't Right now, if you're Audrey Killian, though, you just want to worry about Carly Jones. You don't want to worry about any of the other runners. It's already 2-1. You've lost the lead. You don't want to blink and it be 6-1 because Jones has the ability. She has 2 home runs already this season. That pitch runs outside for ball 2.
Right here, and you got to throw strikes and hope that Butler County works himself out of this inning right here, because walking in a run, it's really demoralizing.
It's the epitome of brutality, as they would say.
Yep.
Pitch just misses low and inside. She's fallen behind in the count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and it'll be interesting to see if John Embry might green light her here.
It's
good hitter.
It'd be a tough call. I think you red light the 3-0, but 3-1 meatball, you're swinging.
The 3-0 pitch comes, and it hits her, and that works, as that is a hit batter, and it's going to be 3-1 now. Butler County on top of this one. Autumn Proctor will step in for Butler County. She had that little line drive base hit that went off the glove of Addie Bradshaw in her first at bat.
If she gets a first pitch strike here, look for her to jump on it.
Audrey Killian trying to stop this inning with no further damage. She looks in at Ted Hill in the dugout to get the sign for the pitch. It's high, nice snag by Autumn Riggs. She had to jump up and grab that one, and it was a nice job by the catcher. Riley, you know that's not an easy play to make, to jump all the way up to
a
grab
lot
that.
of catchers make that look nonchalant, but that is a lot harder than it looks.
The 1-0 is in the dirt, and Audrey Killian is starting to struggle throwing strikes, and immediately Ted Hill.
Second mound visit of the inning, going to get a new pitcher. Yep.
Looks like we are going to have a new pitcher as Mallory Lindsay trots out, and what a time to come in. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and you're already behind in the count.
2-0
to
the 3-hole hitter to
no strikes.
A top offense in the state. It doesn't get much worse than this.
Let's make sure that Ted Hill does officially make. Looks like he might be doing some extra movement, as it appears that Audrey Killian almost might be staying in the game, as she is not headed into the dugout, which if you saw that it would be a pitching change, you might think that. We'll take a break and we'll come back and figure it all out after this. This is Lady Cougar Softball on Mallory Lindsay is the new pitcher for Grayson County. She's going to try and shut the door. She's already behind in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. As Audrey Killian takes a seat, but Ted Hill, I would presume, would designate her to return, as there's a pop fly behind the plate. As he did that in, I believe it's the Whitesville Trinity game, didn't he? Start Lindsay, go to Killian, and then go back to Lindsay. So you could see that again here in this one. I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm sure if you're Ted Hill, he'd love to just stick with Lindsay, because that means she's throwing the ball really well.
Definitely.
The 2-1 pitch coming is a fly ball right field. Back, and it's over her head is Annie Kuiper. She misplayed it. 1 run will score. 2 runs are going to score. That's going to be a bases clearing double for Autumn Proctor, and it is 6-1 Butler County. As that was probably one that Kuiper lost in the sun.
That's one in between innings. If you ask her, should you have caught that, she's going to tell you she should have. But at the end of the day, that is a really tough play to make. Because
she was off balance. You're dealing with the wind. You're dealing with the sun is directly in her eyes.
That is
right field. That pitch is inside for ball 1.
That's a near impossible play to make, but knowing her and knowing how competitive she is, she's going to tell you that she should have made the play there.
Now, if you're Mallory Lindsay, you've got to shut the door here and make sure that no one else crosses the plate in this inning.
In a spot like this, you have first base open and cleanup hitter up, but this lineup doesn't get any easier.
The 1 finding the pitch. It's a fly ball, center field. Riggs is under and makes the catch, and that is the final out of the inning. Butler County, though, scores 5 runs, and through 1.5, they lead 6-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on K1F. Welcome back here to the Grayson County Lady Cougar softball complex as we are trying to see if Grayson County can make a comeback here. Riley, you have had this happen probably countless times in your baseball career. You probably like to forget about it, but you had the momentum, you tied the game up, and then you allowed 5 runs, and now you find yourself in a 5-run deficit. Your leadoff hitter for Grayson County is going to be Mallory Lindsay, who just entered the game to pitch. What's the mindset you need to have to make a comeback in this inning?
You gotta take it base by base, and you gotta find a way to get on base. You're not looking to jack one here. You're looking to find a way on and move station to station.
Mallory Lindsay watches the first pitch strike right down the middle. Ted Hill immediately told her, said, look, swing the bat. He said, you know, if you're watching a pitch right down the middle, you're not going to have any success. And she swings the bat there at a pitch in her eyes. And no balls and 2 strikes now to the Lady Cougar pitcher, Mallory Lindsay.
That's just a bad approach at the plate. But when you're coming in, when you don't start a game and you get in that bat, it's tough.
It's a tough mentality to take. The 0-2 is a called strike 3. And there's the first out of this
That's
second
not
inning.
necessarily a pinch hit opportunity, but it's similar. And you take a guy like Aaron Judge in the majors, elite hitter, elite player. He's 0 for 11, I believe, with 9 strikeouts in pinch hitting opportunities because it's not easy. When you don't start a game, getting in that box is not easy.
Lauren Stevenson will now hit for Grayson County, the sophomore second baseman, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. It's a mentality that you need to have. It's like a bullpen arm in baseball. You have to be, in a way, a little bit crazy to be a bullpen guy because it's whoa, as there's a pitch to the backstop, and 2 balls and no strikes now.
Bullpen arms, you know, they get to warm up. They get to, you know, throw on some music, drink a Red Bull, and shuck arms.
There's Mr. Spirit making his way back here. Oh, yeah. The 2-0 pitch coming is a called strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike.
If I'm not careful, McGee can go ahead and take my job real quick.
Listen, I'm sure they'd much rather listen to him than both of us combined.
I'd rather listen to him than myself, that's for sure.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Lauren Stevenson. Is a swing and a miss, and that'll even up our count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Grayson County finds themselves at a deficit here. In fact, the scoreboard says that they got another run in this inning.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a base hit up the middle. Lauren Stevenson takes the fastball and puts it right back where she put it. Grayson County's got a 1-out rally started. Hit that with some authority.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting right there. You get a fastball down the middle. That's what you're supposed to do with it. You're supposed to drive the ball right back up the middle.
Allie Dotson will now step in for Grayson County. As we had a game a couple of weeks ago where I might have been at the park, the city park, the games that we did there, as she pops one to the right side where she hit the ball very well, and it is out of play. as it was chasing, and you could tell that the first baseman, Clark, didn't know where the fence was, and it ended up dropping pretty much right there against the fence line.
Yeah.
As that's one of those things, Riley, you know, we've talked about it a couple of times. When you're not playing at home, that's the advantage of playing at home. You know how far it is from first base to the gate. It's just a natural sign. Dotson this time will fly one straight away left field. The left fielder, Austin, is under, and there's the second out of the inning. Grayson County is now going to turn to the senior America Jarbo for Grayson County. Jarbo trying not to strain that runner at first base, Lauren Stevenson. It'll be interesting to see if Ted Hill might try to start runners, try to get some of the momentum going in this one. The wind and the pitch from Hunt is pulled back and a called strike. Jarbo, the senior, it's a big moment for a senior. Just, you got to try to find any sense of a momentum that you possibly can. And she flies one left center field. Austin is under. It is actually called off by the center fielder, Hall, who will make the out. Through 2 full, Butler County leads 6-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on K105. Welcome back here to the Grayson County Lady Cougar softball complex. It's going to be Elise Hall to lead off. She walked to lead off the last inning where Butler County batted around. In the first pitch is a fly ball left field. Jarbo dives and can't make the play. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Elise is going to round second base, Hall will, and she's going to go into third base with a sliding in triple. As Jarbo tried to make a play on the ball, but I think the wind on that one carried it a little bit.
Yeah, and that's a tough play as an outfielder because you have to decide if you can make the play, go all out for it, but if you can't, you have to hold up and keep that to a single. Another
thing to keep in mind there is she's right-handed, so she had to reach across her body to make that play.
Yep.
Myself being left-handed, it would have been an easier play for me because it's just that much closer to it.
I don't think you would have made it either, though. I can't lie.
Listen, you didn't. I was a vacuum in left field. Anything that came. No, I played right field and usually played in the daisies because no one would hit it out to me. That's why they put it there. The 1-0 pitch is Hall is the runner at third. Madison Clark is the hitter for Butler County, and she fouls one behind the plate. That'll move our count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. I know they mentioned in between the innings that they're selling smoked bologna here today. Briley, I know you tried our good friend Todd Cave's smoked bologna, and you gave it a 2 thumbs up rating, right?
2.5. If you get anything out of this game,
2.5.
He can make a good smoked bologna.
And there's a foul ball down the first base line.
If I was giving it a true grade, it was a good A-. You know, it gets that A grade. You know, add a little bit to it, might have bumped it up a little bit, but it's a good sandwich.
I'm gonna have to maybe try one on our way in, or maybe the word could get that they can send it down this way.
You can't beat it for $2.
1-2 fly ball, left center field. Jarbo a long run and makes the catch. That is going to be a sacrifice fly though, and it's going to be 7-1 Butler County. But a nice play by America Jarbo. She had to go a long way to get that one.
Yep.
But the Lady Bears make it 7-1.
That's an out and a run. That's a run you're willing to give up to get the out, because in a game like this, if you don't make that play, things could just keep on spiraling out of control. Getting that out and clearing the bases you're willing to do.
It'll be Aubrey Clark to hit now. She walked in her first at bat. And the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Clark, the first baseman, and hitting .370. She does lead the team, though, with 11 strikeouts. So she's a power hitter, does strike out some, but again, 11 strikeouts is not a ton, and she gets hit off her foot. And that will be a runner now moving to first base. It's the second time Butler County's been hitting the foot so far in today's game.
That doesn't feel too good.
It does not, but if you're the Grayson County pitchers, you're probably wondering, oh, the foot of all places. It's just because that's one that just ever so slightly slips, but I hope Clark's okay. She's walking up the first base line right now, and that hurts.
Yeah,
I've been hitting the foot before when I played baseball, and baseball's a lot smaller than a softball, so I can only imagine how much more it hurts to get hit by a softball.
Right.
It'll be Isabella Akers to step in. She popped out in foul territory in her first at bat. Appears that Clark is okay down at first base. Mallory Lindsay, after she threw that pitch, immediately went down into the dirt. There's a pitch that's low and outside for ball one. Immediately went down in the dirt and was using it as kind of, you will see baseball pitchers use rosin, like the rosin bag. She immediately went down there. You could tell that one, she just didn't feel like she had the greatest grip on it. So 1 ball, no strike pitch here to Isabella Akers. It is a foul balling. That one maybe took the wind more than anything, as that one looked like it was going to Allie Dotson, and it just kind of died halfway and spun into foul territory. Mallory Lindsay. Butler County has already scored once in this inning, and there's a called strike on the inside corner. And our home plate umpire, Granville Meredith, has been consistent calling that inside pitch, but Grayson County hasn't gone to it so much today.
No, he's done a good job back there so far this game.
The 1-2. She tried to go inside, but bounces it in there, and that'll leave it up our County here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, even though I ump myself, I'm the biggest critic of umpires. Chase Blaine can testify to that.
The pitch is high and outside, and that will move our count here to 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's one of those things, though, that you don't realize how difficult it is until you get back there and do it yourself.
That definitely it humbles you a bit. You know, if you complain a lot about it, get back there and try it. It's not easy.
The 3 balls and 2 strike pitch is a ground ball to the third baseman Bratcher. She bobbles, she recovers, and she's not going to get there in time, and it goes under the glove of Allie Dotson, and it's going to go all the way to third base. Will the runner Clark. That's going to end up being 2 errors on the play there by Grayson County in a way.
Yeah, that's definitely 2 errors there, and that's a ground ball that possibly could get you out of the inning, and it turns into first and third 1 out.
So Clark advances on an error there. So Bratcher technically picks up 2 errors in that inning. In that play, as there's a pitch inside for ball 1. Conley Moore, the 9-hitter, is in. She singled on a little bloop hit into left field in her first at bat. Mallory Lindsay's pitch is another bloop hit. This time it goes to the right side, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Kuiper will gather, and it is 8-1 Butler County.
And that's just an inside-out swing. Get under a little bit, finds a hole, and
Conley Moore 2 for 2.
Hits a hit.
Neither one of the hits have been pretty, but
it's a hit.
A hit is a hit is a hit.
You could hit a screamer off the fence and only get to first, and it goes down in the book the same exact way.
It'll now turn to Olivia Austin. 1 for 2 tonight. Single to left and grounded out to third in her 2 at-bats. So she's gone opposite field in both at-bats as the lefty. And the first pitch to her is outside for ball 1. Sam Gormley and Briley Napier are here with you today, though, from the Grayson County Lady Cougar Softball Complex. There's a base hit right back up the middle. That is going to score a run and make it 9-1 Butler County. And it goes through the legs of Mallory Lindsay. The runner is going to break for third. The throw down to third. She is out. No, safe is the call from the umpire.
And that was an interesting base running decision, and it looked like she might have just gotten around the tag there. And in a situation like that, normally the umpire is going to give the benefit of the doubt to the defense because the runner made the mistake. But
They were just, in fact, it works there as we just were handed a smoked bologna sandwich.
Either we got a broadcast going on in the concession stand, or you may be working some magic back here.
It works, yes. That was from our good friends there, as that evens up the count here. 1 ball and 1 strike is what it is.
I think they just wanted some more free advertisement.
As that was Bluegrass Barbecue that makes them tonight. So we want to thank them for that, as the count is 1 ball and 1 strike, and make that 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carly Jones. She's 1 for 1. She had the big hit, the bases clearing double in her last at bat.
Those 2 swings right there were trying to make it 12-1. With a 1-2 count here, she'll probably settle down and try to work a base hit.
Pitch outside, and that'll even up the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Carly Jones, swing and a miss. She goes down on strikes. Nice pitch by Mallory Lindsay to get the strikeout.
That was good pitching, as I have to imagine. That's not something that happens too much for Butler County.
No, they do not strike out a lot by any means, and for the hitter Carly Jones, it's only her 9th strikeout on the season in what is almost 75 at bats. Cold strike on the inside corner to Autumn Proctor. She's 2 for 2 today. She's got a single and a double, so she's a triple and a home run away from the cycle. The 2 hardest to get.
Yep.
The pitch is a ground ball right back to Mallory Lindsay in the circle, and she'll throw on to first, and that is the inning. Through 2.5, Butler County leads this one 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on K105. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Butler County leads this one 9-1. Madeline Henning will lead off for Grayson County, the junior. As Lady Cougars trying to fight back here as they find themselves at a 9-1 deficit in this game, and it's one of these things you got to chip away. You don't want to blink, and next thing you know, it's 12-1, and you're looking at a potential of this game being over very quick.
Yep.
That pitch is outside for ball 1.
Even if you don't come back to win this game, the Cougars want to go home tonight, losing, 9-4, 9-5. That's not a bad loss. Now,
when you lost 15-0 in 3 innings last time you played it.
Yeah, but a potential
cold strike right down the middle to move the count here to 1 ball and 1 strike.
A potential 12-1 loss, 11-1.
That looks a lot worse.
It does, and you just want to try and, I think the biggest thing for Grayson County here, as here comes the pitch is fouled off behind the plate. Allison Hunt, again, the pitcher for Butler County. Again, it's one of these things, if you're Grayson County, I think the biggest thing that they need to focus on is that number 1 that is in the bottom right-hand corner of the scoreboard.
Right.
You want to add to that number. You want that to say, like you mentioned, you make that say 6 at the end of the game, you got to be feeling pretty good. And there's a swing and a miss for Madeline Henning, and she'll go down on strikes in the first out of the inning.
For the Cougars here, their pitching, it gets the job done. Their defense will let them down from time to time. But offense, if they want to find a way to be successful in late May, the offense has to find a way to get things going.
Annie Kuiper will step in. Her last at bat, oh, well, she just hit a home run into straightaway center field. She first pitch swinging is fouled off behind the plate. As that ball that she hit in the bottom of the first inning to lead off the game for Grayson County, I still am not sure how it went out. Listen, but it doesn't matter how it goes out.
Nope.
It just was one of those that kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and next thing you knew, It was over the fence and over the wall, and Grayson County had at that point tied the game up at 1. She watches that pitch outside for ball 1. The wind in the pitch is outside, and that she gets ahead in the count here, 2 balls and 1 strike. And I mean, it's one of these things here, if you're Allison Hunt, it's hard for her not to remember the last time she pitched to Annie Kuiper, she went deep on her.
Right. That stays in the back of your mind 100%.
In fact, Grayson County, they've got 3 hits in the game, and there's a ground ball to Proctor at third. She throws on to first, and that is the second out of the inning.
And that was a really hard hit ball there, and you can't really do anything about it if you're Annie Kuiper.
Addie Bradshaw will step in for Grayson County. She struck out looking in her first at-bat. And the first pitch is high and outside for ball 1. As Grayson County, their next game, as we will not have them again until May the 10th. In fact, we're going to have a doubleheader that day as there's a base hit back up the middle by Addie Bradshaw. Again, she sent that one right back where she pitched it. Grayson County's got a runner on first base with 2 outs. Their next game, though, for the Lady Cougars is going to be May the 4th, so that is Tuesday. They're going to make the trip to Hallsville. They're going to play Hancock County. So I think they play at Fastwood Park. I think they play there as well, right by the baseball team, which I know Briley, from what I've heard, is one of the best facilities in baseball. Shelby Davis swings at the first pitch, fly ball straight away left field. Austin is under, and that is the inning. Through 3 full, Butler County leads 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on. Welcome back here to the Lady Cougar softball complex. Grayson County trails this one 9-1. Butler County will go to their pitcher, Allison Hunt. She's 0 for 1. She popped out to center field and walked in her 2 at-bats today. Mallory Lindsay on for her second full inning of work, and the first pitch is a fly ball center field. Riggs will go over to her left and make the catch. The first out is the most important out in the inning, because you can't get the second or the third without it.
Nope.
And I think that for Grayson County, in a way that you could take, when I was down at a student at Western Kentucky, I was on the, I guess you could say in a way, I was on the men's basketball beat, in a way. So I would go to all of the press conferences of there's a pitch low and outside to Elise Hall, who's a hitter. She's 1 for 1, tripled in her last at bat. But one of the things that Rick Stansbury, the Western Kentucky basketball coach, would always say is, he'd always ask us, is there's a pitch inside and falling behind the count here, 2 balls and no strikes, is Mallory Lindsay. And he'd always ask us, he'd say, like, Riley, what's the most important game on the schedule?
The next one.
The next one.
Yep.
And that was always his thing, and I know that that's not just him that says that.
Yeah.
But I think if you're Grayson County, that pitches outside for 3 balls and no strikes. Ted Hill, if you go and ask him, what's the most important out in the game for Grayson County right now? The next one. Who's the most important batter in this game right now? It's Elise Hall. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Hall. But it's you almost in a way have to completely simplify things and just go, one batter at a time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, oh, look, on the on-deck circle, oh, that's Clark, she did this.
Yeah. When you're in a rut like the Lady Cougars have been, you can't look ahead. You have to worry about what's going on right now.
Madison Clark grounds one to the shortstop, Davis. She'll go the long way and get the runner at first. The runner, Hall, does advance to second base on the play. So Davis did a quick look to Stevenson at second, but Hull was going to be in there safely, and a smart play by Davis to know that she had no play at second, just to go get the guaranteed out there at first.
And you already have one out. You have to go ahead and get the guaranteed out there.
It'll now be Aubrey Clark. She's been hit by a pitch and walked so far in this game. The runner is at second base, and it's inside for ball one. Mallory Lindsay trying to work the first clean inning of the game for the Lady Cougars, and that'd be a good step forward if you're Grayson County. The wind in the pitch is a foul down the left field line. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Aubrey Clark. Mallory Lindsay trying to strand the runner at second base. The wind in the pitch is a base hit. No to the shortstop Davis. She corrals and throws. I thought that was going to get through, but it does not. And that's the inning. The Lady Cougars get through with no further damage. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Butler County leads 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on KHSAA. Welcome back here to the Grayson County Lady Cougar softball complex. It'll be Autumn Riggs to lead off for the Lady Cougars. They find themselves at a 9-1 deficit, but had their first clean inning of the game in the top half of the 4th.
Yep.
That's a good thing to claim momentum. Now let's see what the Grayson County Lady Cougars can do with it. You have your best hitter up for Grayson here. As Riggs in her first at-bat saw 1 pitch and flew out to right field, and the first pitch is a called strike from Allison Hunt. So far in the game, the Butler County pitcher Hunt has thrown 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts. Been very efficient. Grayson County's 1 run was scored on the home run by Annie Kuiper. As that pitch to Riggs was inside for ball 1. As if you're curious, the Grayson County Cougar baseball team is going to be playing at E-Town, as that game is going to be getting underway here shortly, as there's a foul ball off to the right side out of play, as the baseball team originally was supposed to start at the same time as our game right now, but due to the rainouts yesterday, E-Town had to move a district game from last night to tonight, so they're going to be playing a doubleheader. Game 1 is going to be against, I believe, North Hardin, and Game 2 is going to be against the Grayson County Cougar baseball team. So who knows what time that game might get underway. And that's inside, and that'll even up on the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's a really rough night for E-Town. Not only do you have to play, that district opponent, that's what matters, and then, win or lose, you got to face a team that's pretty equally matched right after that.
The break even is a ripped foul down the first base line. I mean, that's the thing, too, is for E-Town, too, is it's tough because, listen, in their vantage point, Grayson County is not what we would classify as necessarily like, in their eyes, probably a quote-unquote sexy opponent, as some people would say. I mean, it's not like they're going in there and they're playing Bardstown or, so it's a good chance for Grayson County to catch a team sleeping, especially when they're playing a district game. Ground ball to the shortstop, Jones. She'll throw and get Riggs by 2 steps.
Yeah, that's not something you see very often. Whenever you play a district opponent, that should be all you have to worry about in a night. It's a really rough situation for E-Town.
We have a pinch hitter in the game for Grayson County. Audrey Killian will pinch hit for Mallory Lindsay. So will Ted Hill go back to Killian, or will this just be a pinch hit?
You have to imagine so, but I'm not sure how the substitution rules work here at softball.
The pitch is high for ball one. So Audrey Killian has not had an at-bat so far today, as she would have led off the bottom half of the second inning, but she was lifted in the top half of that inning.
Yeah.
As that was a pitch called strike, so our count is now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Allison Hunt winds and pitches, and it's a cold strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes now moves the count. Allison Hunt in the pitcher. Audrey Killian, the sophomore, trying to help herself potentially here. Not really sure what Ted Hill might do, if he will go back to Killian in the circle or not. She fouls that one off behind the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice job by Killian to fight that pitch off. Wait for yours. The pitch is a swing and a miss. And Killian is down on strikes, and it's now going to turn to Lauren Stevenson. Stevenson in her last at-bat ripped a single right back up the middle. One of the better contacts that the Lady Cougars have had in this game. And Stevenson, I think will forever be etched in my mind. She had the walk-off hit against Knox Central to pick up the Lady Cougars' first win of this season back, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was back earlier on in the month of April. Pitch is inside for ball 1. As Lady Cougars, my memory serves me right, we're trailing 3-2 in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and Stevenson sent the fans home happy as that was fouled off behind the plate. That'll move the count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. Spinning the bat on her right shoulder is Stevenson, and there is a foul ball into the on-deck circle, and it rolls down that third base line, and we'll do this one more time. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 9-1 Butler County. The wind has started to die down just a little bit, as that flag is not quite ripping as much as it was at the start of this game. The pitch to Stevenson is fouled again down that third base line. She's making good contact, just needs to straighten it out a little bit here if you're Lauren Stevenson.
She needs to keep her weight back just a little bit longer, and that ball that's going out of play, be right down the third base line.
It's a good thing though when you see a sophomore making good contact, because that, which you mentioned, that can be fixed. Straightening things out.
You can fix bad timing. You can't teach a kid how to make hard contact.
And I am the epitome of that. They couldn't teach me to hit. Probably have the record for the lowest batting average in Northern Kentucky Little League history. Swing and a miss goes Stevenson. She'll go down on strikes. And through 4 innings, Butler County leads 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball. Welcome back here to the Lady Cougar softball complex. It will be a pinch hitter here for the Lady Bears. It's going to be Cheney Schroeder. This is only her second at-bat of the season. And she dribbles one to the third baseman, Bratcher, and she'll throw her out. So Schroeder, in only her second at-bat on the season, swings at the first pitch and grounds out to the third baseman. I give her credit, though. She, coming off the bench, getting only her second burst to get bat, she's swinging. And made good contact. That one was hit really hard to the third baseman. Sam Gormley and Briley Napier here with you as it is the top of the fifth inning. Butler County leading this one 9-1. And it is Mallory Lindsay who will remain in the game pitching. So we had a switch there, as I'm glad I saw that. So Lindsay goes back into the game for Audrey Killian, who hit. And there is a foul ball down the first base line. Conley Moore, she's the player that had the two little bloop hits in both of her at-bats so far in the game. She went to left field for one and went to right field for one. The pitch is inside for ball one. It's a good bit of hitting, though, that she's done. Is she came into this game hitting only 245, which is the lowest on the team that gets consistent playing time. But again, 245 still is not bad by any means. And that pitch just misses low and outside.
You certainly don't want to be hitting 245, but I think that really is a credit to the team that that's your lowest average.
So here comes the break-even pitch. Swing and a miss. She goes down on strikes. Mallory Lindsay gets the strikeout. And there's two down here in the top half of the fifth inning. It's going to go back to the top of the order for Olivia Austin. She's 2 for 3 tonight. She singled twice in this game. As the lefty steps in, she's gone opposite field for both of her hits so far today. She also flew out to center, and she tries to extend on that one and foul it off. And that one came very close to hitting Mr. Spirit.
I'm sorry.
That's a direct contact. That's an out.
Yeah, if you hit McGee, you're thrown out of the game. Yeah,
those are the rules.
She
we don't make them.
in the parking lot after
we
that
don't.
one.
We don't make them. I think that's fair. I mean, listen, if you are as much of a legend as E.E. McGee, listen, I'd have been okay with it. Ejection. I mean, maybe even in some ways kicked out of the league.
A fine?
Can they fine high school kids?
You should.
There's a ground ball to the second baseman, Stevenson. It's booted, almost recovered by Davis, but not in time, and an error for Grayson County. Puts a runner on base with 2 outs. The 2-out error is a killer for Grayson County. It's going to go to Carly Jones. She is a double. She's been hit by a pitch, and she struck out swinging tonight. Pitch to Lindsay is a fly ball center field. Riggs coasts over and makes the catch. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Butler County leads 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on KHSAA. Dotson will lead off the bottom half of the fifth inning for Grayson County. It's a 9-1 Butler County lead. Dotson in her first at bat flew out to left field.
Number 4, Allie Dotson.
Grayson County here just trying to, again, like we had talked about, just trying to find some runs, build some momentum before you head into next week, where you got a game against a good Hancock County team coming up on Tuesday. On Tuesday, while I'm thinking about it, we will be just on the other side of campus as the Cougar baseball team will be taking on Whitesville Trinity. As that game will be a 5:30 start time. We'll have coverage. At least Mother Nature might have other words, as Allie Dotson swings over top of that one for the first strike of this inning.
We'll make sure to get Cody Brock on it to make sure we can play Tuesday. He can control that, I think.
Yeah, it's the weather right now is not looking great, but if the rain breaks, we will have it. There's a foul ball, and if there's one thing I do know, is that Danny Clark, definitely that field will be immaculate no matter what, even if it does rain, because that man spends more time at the field than he does anywhere else. And you would probably be able to back me up there, wouldn't you?
He most certainly spends more time out there than in this classroom.
The 0-2 pitch is a pop-up straight in the infield. The shortstop, Jones, comes in and snags it for the first out of the inning. But, I mean, it's good, though. I mean, Ted Hill has done a fantastic job with this softball field as well. I mean, when we came here for the first game of the season back on early April here, it was not looking quite as nice, and it's slowly looking better. Jarbo, the senior, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off behind the plate.
Especially with the equipment he has. He doesn't have quite the, the big old shed full of equipment that Danny has. Of course, whenever you coach the team for 20+ years and you win a few, you'll get there.
And Ted Hill, I know, he was telling me, in fact, I think he even said it on air, as Jarbo pops one straight up into the infield, charging in, it's off the glove of the pitcher, as that was a tough play for Hunt coming in. That's going to be an infield base hit for America Jarbo. That's a tough play, as Hunt coming in, it was kind of in that no man's land in between Hunt and the catcher Clark, because it's a tough play for the catcher, it's a tough play for the pitcher, and it turns into a base hit for Grayson County. Madeline Henning struck out in her first at bat. She'll step in now for the Lady Cougars. Wind has definitely died down here, which is making it a little bit more enjoyable, and the first pitch to Henning is a called strike. They attempt a pickoff move, and Jarbo is in there safely. We'll try to see. I'm not sure if that Cougar baseball game, probably not quite underway yet. If we do have an update, though, we will be sure to bring it to you. I know we've got our sources, and there's another pickoff attempt, and she's in safely as well on this one. As the catcher, Clark, is not forgetting about her behind the plate at all. Allison Hunt takes some time to throw this one, now winds and throws. Henning tries to bunt, but it goes right through the legs of the catcher and the umpire for a foul ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count now. The 1-2. Ball inside, and that'll even up the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one came just a little bit into that right-handed batter's box.
That's a scary pitch to take when you got a 1-2 count on you, but it goes her way.
Now you got to swing at something close, though, if it is for Madeline Henning. The break even coming from the senior Hunt is a ground ball to the shortstop, Jones. She goes the short way to get one. The relay not in time. Nice snag by the first baseman, Clark, to stop that one from going any further. And it was almost a beautiful 6-4-3 double play, but a nice job by Henning to hustle it out and make sure that it didn't turn into that.
That was really impressive to even get the out at second there, because that ball's taking her away from the bag, and she has to throw across her body there.
It'll be Annie Kuiper to step in. She's 1 for 2, homered in her first at bat for the Lady Cougars' lone run of this game. She calls time after Hunt took a long time to deliver the pitch. I'm fine with that. Step out, make sure you get your swing.
That was one of my favorite things to do. It tended to mess with pitchers just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, because they get annoyed. Ground ball, base hit into left field for Annie Kuiper. She's 2 for 3 in the game. The Lady Cougars might have something cooking with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to turn now to Addie Bratcher. She had a base hit up the middle in her last at bat. As first pitch is inside for ball 1 to Addie Bratcher. It's one of these things here for Bratcher. You don't want to, you just want to pretend in a way that if as a hitter that the game is 0-0. You don't want to swing at a game like it's 9-1, and she loops one into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third base Henning, so the bases will be loaded for Shelby Davis.
And right here, you've had a real good inning at the plate. You want to cash at least one in. You've worked together 3 hits. You want to cash one in.
With 2 outs as well. Shelby Davis in here. She singled and flew out to left in her 2 at-bats. So there's 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The wind and the pitch. Big chance here for Grayson County. So they have a chance here that there's a pitch outside for ball 1. I mean, you get a gapper shot here, and I mean, 9-4 is a whole different ball game.
One swing of the bat, and you're right back in it.
The 1-0. Called strike right down the middle. Now Davis is in this at bat. We have seen Davis does have some pop in her bat. She had 2 home runs back in one of the first home games this season against Edmonson County. That would be perfect right now. The pitch, swing and a miss, bounces out of the glove of the catcher Clark, but she does recover, and that count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if you're Butler County, you don't need to worry about runners on third, runners on first.
You're not worried about
you need to worry
the runners.
about the hitter. That is Shelby Davis. The 1-2 pitch is a called strike 3 by the umpire, and the threat ends right there. Through 5 innings, Butler County leads 9-1. This is Lady Cougar softball on Welcome back here to the Lady Cougar softball complex. It's going to be Autumn Proctor to lead off. Mallory Lindsay back into pitch for the Lady Cougars. This is 9-1 Lady Bears. As in, we are in the top of the 6th inning, and there's a base hit up the middle. First pitch swinging from the 3-hole hitter Proctor, and Butler County has the first runner on base.
Up to bat for Butler County, number 7, Hunt.
So it'll be Allison Hunt, the pitcher. She's 0 for 2 tonight. Flied out to center twice and walked once. And the first pitch from Lindsay is outside for ball 1. John Embry cheering on his hitter and his pitcher, Allison Hunt, the senior. And she fouls one off it, out of play. So you look up and down this Butler County team. The bottom half of the order has struggled a little bit, but Allison Hunt, the 4-hole's been the only one in the top 6 that has yet to have a hit for the Lady Bears. And that runs inside for 2 balls and 1 strike. Grayson County trying to keep this game alive, while Butler County's probably trying to put us into the run rule situation. The 1-1 is inside, 3 balls and 1 strike now to Allison Hunt. If you're Mallory Lindsay, you do not want the count to fall behind. Is this a 3-1?
I have 2-1, but I could be completely wrong.
As that's a foul ball, so we'll find out here.
Yeah.
I have 3 balls and 1 strike, or 3 balls and 2 strikes, as we'll try to get from our umpire on what the exact count is. Our scoreboard says 2-2. You say 2-2, I say 3-2, which I mean, I would trust myself, especially at 7 o'clock on a Friday evening.
It will be 3-2.
It will be, so we said
Yep.
2-2?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not going to
There's
matter.
a base hit into left field, and it doesn't matter anyways.
Good piece of hitting right there to take the inside pitch and just yank it into left field.
So you got runners now on first and second, and looks like we might have a courtesy runner in for Hunt. So try to see if we can't bring you that name right now. It's going to be number 10 in there for Butler County to courtesy run. So you got runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top half of the 6th inning, and it'll be Elise Hall in to hit, and there's a pitch high and outside for ball 1.
And the Lady Cougars here are in a pretty dangerous spot.
They're in risk of making this game look a lot worse than it's been. One bad pitch here, there, a couple good hard contacts, and this looks like a much worse game.
Because one of the things that stood out here for Grayson County is, yes, it's 9-1, but these last couple of innings have played very well.
They've locked it down, and that seems to be a common theme of this year. They pitch and they play defense for 3 or 4 really good innings, but the bats just haven't been able to come through when it's been needed.
And when they have, it's been the defense that has struggled.
Yeah, right.
Showing bunt, and it is a beauty right down the first base line. Lindsay will throw and get the one out there. Elise Hall is out, but that does advance the runners on the sacrifice bunt.
And that's a really good bunt to advance the runners, but at the same time, that's a great job by the Lady Cougar defense to, when they give you an out, you take the out, and that's been a struggle for them this year.
Madison Clark will be the hitter, as Autumn Riggs, the Lady Cougar catcher, walked into the dugout there to talk with head coach Ted Hill to see what they wanted to do here. As Clark today, 0 for 2. She has had a sacrifice fly, though, in this game. And the pitch is a little blooper, and it is a diving play caught by Shelby Davis.
Wow.
What a play by Davis. As she went back, that's a tough play. She extends and makes it. Somebody call Sports Center there. A nice play by Davis. Like Derek Jeter there.
Love Jeter, but does he have the range for that one?
No. I guess you could say that Jeter sometimes looks like Davis out there. Nice play by Shelby Davis to save a run. It'll now be a pinch hitter for Butler County. Aubrey Clark will take a seat, and it is going to be number 23, Mackenzie Coleman. She's 2 for 4 with a run batted in this season, and you can make that at least 2 more runs batted in. Jarbo is going to throw in, and it's bobbled inside by Bratcher. And a single throw down to second, and it goes into right field. And they're going to hold her right there smartly. And Butler County has taken an 11-1 lead here in the top half of the 6th inning.
That was a nice hit, but not the main talking point of that hit. But I love the enthusiasm from the third base coach there, getting all the way up the line, just really adamant and animated there. You like to see him having fun.
Cheney Schroeder. Oh, no, it's not. We have it looks like a new hitter into the game. Can you see the number there,
13. That's Isabel, is it not?
No, it's Schroeder, so it's number 13, Isabella Akers.
Yeah.
I guess she's being re-entered into the game here. So Schroeder had come in, so they're re-entering number 13, Isabella Akers, into the game here for Butler County. I always hate it when they do the re-entry, because I can't keep track of that, because they don't let you know behind the plate.
Does softball run free substitution? Is that how it works?
I think you're allowed like one. It's a specific number, and a specific player can come back in and out of the game.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
The 0-1 is fouled off behind the plate, and we'll do this one more time here as the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes.
I know whenever I'm umping, the substitution rules get really complicated, and I really hope the coaches just don't mess up, because sometimes I struggle to keep up with it.
Oh yes, I mean you get sometimes where it's substitutions galore.
Yeah.
The 0-2 pitch, Lindsay trying to get out of the inning with no further damage, and it's fouled off, smacking off of the Lady Cougar dugouts. So here comes the 0-2. Outside. It's a good pitch, though.
It is a good pitch. That's a great 0-2 pitch.
You're ahead the count 0-2, but like we said, last thing you want to do is make 3 straight of those, and then you find yourself in a hole.
I'm not a huge fan of wasting pitches, but on 0-2, it's okay.
And There's a caught by Bradshaw down at third base. A line drive, and Bradshaw snags it, and that is the inning. Lady Cougars gonna have to score at least one to keep this game rolling. Through 5.5, it's 11-1 Butler. It's the Lady Cougars softball on KHSAA. Allison Hunt will try to finish off the Lady Cougars, and for Grayson County, it's going to be 4-5-6. Autumn Riggs, Mallory Lindsay, and Lauren Stevenson. As I believe that is Mallory Lindsay in the on-deck circle for Grayson County. As Butler County is going to try to finish this one off again. Based on run rules, if Grayson County does not score, the game is over. So it will be Riggs and 0 for 2. She's flied out to right and grounded out to the shortstop. First pitch swing is a fly ball right center field, and it is going to be caught by the right fielder Akers. She had to go a long way, but grabs that one, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
And there's nothing you can do about that if you're Riggs. That's just that sums it up for the night.
It is, and Akers, that ball
almost popped
came
out of the glove.
glove.
Yep.
Number 31,
Mallory Lindsay is going to hit here for Grayson County. She struck out looking in her only at-bat so far tonight. And the line in the pitch is fouled off behind the plate.
Definitely a late start to that swing. You want to get your hands going, get your body momentum going forward a little quicker if you want any chance to put the ball in play.
So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Mallory Lindsay. And that pitch is low and outside for ball 1. In the on-deck circle again is Lauren Stevenson for Grayson County. The pitch is fouled. Down into the first base dugout. And falling behind in the count here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Allison Hunt stares into the Butler County dugout. The sun has set. The wind in the pitch is outside and gets off of the glove of the catcher Clark. Madison Clark, a freshman back there, she's done pretty good for the freshman.
She's done a great job. She's made a couple really good throws. And, yeah.
And I mean, you know it as well as anybody. It's the most difficult position to play.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing that potentially comes close is a goalkeeper in hockey slash soccer. That pitch is inside, and 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think looking from the outside in, I think hockey might be one of the toughest sports because you have to have a skill on top of a skill. I can't ice skate, so I could definitely not even touch a hockey stick.
I've been once, and that'll be a story. As there's a hit into right field, and it's going to bounce in there, and it's bombled by Akers out there in left, and Grayson County gets the base hit into right field. Going opposite field is Mallory Lindsay, and it's now going to be Lauren Stevenson to try and keep the evening going for Grayson County. As Stevenson so far today are we going to have a courtesy runner for Mallory Lindsay or not?
I
believe Ted Hill is saying that he wants a courtesy.
Yes.
He is, and it is going to be
number
22. That is Kayla Tubb will be the courtesy runner for Grayson County. Tubb is the freshman. So she will be in there at first. Some speed in there. See if Ted Hill might start the runners here, and you know what? You're down 11-1. Why the heck not? The pitch, called strike right down the middle to Lauren Stevenson.
At the same time, I think you're not going because it's 11-1. I know from a traditional baseball mindset. If
See,
you're,
I am an aggressive.
no, I love being aggressive, but you're down 10. It's kind of, you got to string it together a couple of hits if you want to get anywhere.
Stevenson pops one up in the infield, and it is going to be caught by the second baseman Moore. The Lady Cougars are down to their final out. And to keep the game alive, it will be Allie Dotson.
Yeah. And you're at the point now where you're the Lady Cougars. If you can play a 7-inning game against the Butler County team, it's almost a win. And you don't want this game to have an asterisk beside it saying it only went 6 innings. You want to get 7 out of this.
Allie Dotson will be the player to see if they can't do this, and the first pitch she sees is outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. The wind and the pitch is a fly ball, right field. The right fielder Akers charges in, makes the catch in foul territory, and that is the ball game. Lady Cougars fall tonight by a final score of 11-1. We'll come back and wrap it up after this. This is Lady Cougars softball on Welcome back here to the Grayson County Lady Cougar Softball Complex. Final score tonight, Butler County 11, Grayson County 1. Lady Cougars will be back in action coming up against Hancock County, presumably on Monday, unless Mother Nature has different ideas. Briley, final thoughts?
There's tough to come away with too many positive thoughts, and I'd love to have a little birdie on the wall to hear what Ted Hill's telling his girls, because you think it's rough on these players, it's especially rough on these coaches.
Yeah, and I mean, these players, I was talking with one of the assistant coaches before the game, and he says, we're building.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that this team is young, and they knew that coming in. They knew that this team is littered with sophomores, and quote-unquote, their year is 2 years from now.
Right.
Because 2 years from now, I mean, you think 2 years from now, Lauren Stevenson, Annie Kuiper, Arissa Riggs, Allie Dotson, and I keep going on and on. Your pitchers, Mallory Lindsay, you're just up and down this order. Shelby Davis, up and down.
Yep.
Addie Bradshaw will be a junior. All of these players are going to be seniors. So in 2 years, that is what you're working for Grayson County.
For those young girls, it's not as hard. But I tell you, who doesn't want to hear our years in 2 years? Autumn Riggs doesn't want to hear that. America Jarbo doesn't want to hear that. It's rough for those girls. I personally don't really know the feeling, because every year that I played, it's always been that.
You were that year.
I was the year. It didn't happen, but I was the year that we were looking forward to, that we were building towards. So I never really got the experience of, we're waiting for it, we're working towards it. And I have to imagine that's just a really tough feeling, knowing you're kind of just a stepping stone towards a better team.
And if you're Butler County, this is the year you've
This
been
is the
working
year,
for. Right. Because you look up and down this team, their big bats are all seniors. Their starting pitcher is a senior.
Yeah,
This has been the year that they've been waiting
and
for.
they're taking full advantage of it.
Exactly. Bradley, appreciate you taking the time. We'll see
Appreciate
you
it.
back here again at some point over these next, I don't know.
I won't be too far away.
You won't be too far away. We can't wait. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Lady Cougar Softball on Butler County wins this one by a final score of 11-1 tonight. As tough one for Grayson County to swallow, as in the first inning, Butler County got up to a 1-0 lead on a weird play that technically, I believe, goes down as a steal of home for Butler County. Just something you don't see all the time is the runner walked for Butler County, turned and ran to second, and Grayson County threw down to second, and when that happened, the runner came home to score for Butler County. The top half of the first, Grayson County had a big answer. Andy Kuiper swung a pitch and flew it over the center field wall to tie the game up at 1, but from that point on, it was all Butler County as they pulled away to win this one in 6 innings by a final score of 11-1. Winning pitcher tonight for Butler County, Allison Hunt. 8 innings, 1 run, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts. Did give up that home run for Butler County. As the losing pitcher goes to Audrey Killian. 1 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earns, 3 walks. Mallory Lindsay in relief, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, only 3 of which were earned, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk for Grayson County in this game. For the Lady Cougars, Annie Kuiper hits the home run. She had the lone RBI for Grayson County, but they did tally 8 hits. Kuiper had 2, Bradshaw had 2, Davis with 1, Lindsay with 1, Stevenson with 1, and America Jarbo finished with 1 as well. For Butler County, RBI-wise, Autumn Proctor cleared the bases with 3. Conley Moore and Mackenzie Coleman each had 2. Madison Clark, Olivia Austin, and Carly Jones each had 1 for the Lady Bears. Grayson County going to be back in action coming up on Monday against Hancock County. We won't see them again until May the 10th. It'll be a doubleheader against Bowling Green. So that should be an exciting doubleheader between 2 evenly matched teams. So we should be very excited about that. Final line score tonight for Butler County, 11 runs on 11 hits, no errors. For Grayson County, 1 run on 8 hits and 4 errors. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work tonight. Cody Brock was your camera operator, and your director and color analyst was Bradley Napier. So on a night where the Grayson County Lady Cougars fall in 6 innings to Butler County by a final score of 11-1, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.